Hello everyone, my name is Deckerlink, the trained unprofessional. Welcome back to this tennis match between us and Kaiyakun. Let's see how this fucking shit goes. We're currently at 5-1 in games. I don't know how many games we're going to be playing. Seems kind of a fucked up way to do a tennis practice when we're just sitting here doing diddly dick, but whatever, let's keep going. As if he had lost all the drive that had fueled him so far, Keisuke's shoulders sags. I don't blame him for being discouraged, but right now he looks as if he's already been defeated. What happened to try your best until the end? What's the point of continuing to play when you've already given up? I'm starting to get angry because of his attitude. I'll just finish this soon so we can both stop this miserable match. He wants you to do that. Game, set, and match won by Hayes. Count 6-1. So I guess it was best of fucking 7? But if it was best of 7, I don't know. It was 7 matches total, because tennis is weird. And he gone. Seiya has barely finished announcing the score when Keisuke has already walked out the court, stuffing his racket back into his bag and slipping away with it. Seiya didn't miss a beat, getting down from her seat and walking after him in a rush. Tennis players really have glass hearts sometimes. A little crowd of freshmen gather around me, showering me with praise and admiration. How is this going to bite me in the ass soon? And using this as an opportunity to ask for tips. I make no effort to listen, walking towards the locker room. Begone, citizens! You lower class citizens! I just got done playing fucking Panzer Hearts. I'm doing these in alternating order, so it's just like... I still got neoclassicism fucking stuck in my mind. I just want to rest. I don't care. Get away from me, you plebeians. Oh shit, here he is again. And right there, standing in front of the door, is Shuichi. Man, you're heartless. Don't you know how to go easy on people? It's good to do it every now and then. Sure, then I'd have him getting mad at me for underestimating him. He shrugs. The cheering over here was so loud that we could barely hear it from we could hear it from our side of the building. Coach asked me to come over here and see what the fuss was about. Although I ended up sticking around and watch you play. You sure are carefree with your duties, huh? I enjoy watching you play. Why are you so surprised? I have to ask though, why didn't you tell me you were playing against Urushihara? Say you didn't tell me. She decided to keep it a secret until the last minute because I was, as she says it, a flight risk. Sounds about right. Hey, sorry, but I think she's right. I imagine you'd have gone home at the first chance you got if you knew about this. After all, you've been talking about how annoying it is to play against Urushihara since you first watched him practice. That's only partly true. Oh, really? What part of what I said was wrong? Shut up. As easy to rile up as usual. Alright, I nearly forgot. Here. Shuichi hands me a can. I could see the beads of condensation rolling down from it. It must be really cold. I picked up an energy drink for you. Figured you might want one after the match. I know orange is your favorite, so I picked that one. Oh, thanks! You're a real lifesaver. I immediately start drinking it down without a care in the world. In just a few seconds, the entire can has already been emptied. Wow, you were really that thirsty? You have no idea. Without a warning, Shuichi puts a hand on my head and begins to casually pet me. I don't even notice that's what he's doing until he's already started, at which point I'm so shocked by his complete lack of self-consciousness about the whole thing. If there's one thing that needs to be said about him is that he's such a touchy-feely kind of guy. Myself, Seiya, his sister, and even Keisuke, on the rare occasion they're not going at each other's throats, have already been made victims to this. It wouldn't be half bad if he kept these things to private places either, but somehow he's always tried to pull them off in public. As soon as I snap back to reality, oh, there goes gravity, I slap his hand away from my head, just as he had begun tugging on my ears. Oh, no fun. Jeez, you'd figure I killed his pet from the way he just reacted. How do pets work? And it's probably just, fucking wild beasts and beast men. It's not like I mind it in the first place. I just don't like it when he pulls a sort of stunt in public. Oh, well, what can you do? For some reason, he seems to find my rejection funny. I don't like being messed with in public, you know that. Sorry, I'll try to refrain from doing it again. That's a lie. By the way, what did you think of Urushihara? This was the first time you've played against him since the Prefectural's tournament last year, wasn't it? See, I knew you'd played before. Turn around and look for Keikun, but I can't seem to find him. I don't know. He's a good player, I'll give him that, but something about us having red eyes is unsettling to me. I don't think he's ready for a major competition just yet. He'd probably get destroyed by the higher-ranking players. Didn't he lose on the first round at last year's national tournament? Yeah, that's exactly what I mean by it. I suppose you're right. I kind of feel bad about him, though. What Shoichi is talking about is last year's All-Japan Junior Tournament, the most important tournament in Japan for tennis players under the age of 18. Keisuke managed to qualify for it last year. Unfortunately for him, though, he got matched up against the number 4 player in the first round and lost without taking a single set. Competition for that event is brutal. I myself got all the way to the finals, but lost to Takagi Tanabe, the number 1 player in the national rank. Ushihara Shu got unlucky, huh? I nod, pursing my lips. This sort of thing happens every now and then. If you want to be safe and have an easier time in the first rounds, you need to be a seeded player. Keikun is gonna have to try and get a seed ranking this year. That's pretty much the only thing he can do. What would he need to do to become seeded? Considering his current rank, he'd have to win at the Saitama Prefecture Tournament and then place in the top 4 for the Kanto Tournament. And since we know for a fact he's not going to win the Prefectural, where should he finish in the regional to get a seed? Second place. Shuichi whistles in admiration. Ushihara is pretty much screwed, huh? Just goes to show, being number 2 in Saitama doesn't really mean much. The competition here is pretty light compared to the other areas of the country. Yeah, that's true. Right now, Tokyo and Hokkaido have the highest concentration of high-ranked players. Saitama is somewhere in the lower end of the rankings. You're probably the only reason Saitama isn't dead last. I wouldn't go that far. I honestly don't think the level of players in this area has fallen. I think the competition has just improved a lot. Tennis talk! What do you mean? I mean that the current generation is probably much stronger than the last ones. Back when I was still a freshman in high school, I'd routinely beat juniors and seniors. It was against the other freshmen that I struggled. Huh, I never thought about it like that. Kinda sucks when you're trying to go pro and have a hard time standing out. Not that you're having a problem like that, of course. You already stand out plenty. Ah, yes, Shoichi is one of those few people that I've told my desire to go pro. So far, I've only told my family, my coach, and a few close friends. Of course, most of the people involved in tennis, in the tennis scene, already expect me to go pro, so it's not like there's much of a difference. But even at the risk of sounding superstitious, I'm afraid that if I tell many people, I'll end up jinxing it. What about you? Have you decided when you're gonna go pro yet? I already told you I'm not. Have I ever mentioned that that's a stupid idea? Yes, many times. Too many, in fact. He's too stubborn. Shoichi is one of the best volleyball players in the country, and yet he refuses to even consider the possibility of becoming a professional player. It's just so much wasted potential. I can already tell what you're thinking, so I'll just stop you right there. I'm not in the mood to have another discussion on me becoming a professional. Why not? Instead, I'd rather talk about something a little more important. Oh, like what? He really knows how to rope me into changing the subject of conversation. Use my curiosity against me. Your progress, or lack thereof, I honestly don't see much improvement at all from last year. What happened to you? I was thinking the same thing. I throw my now empty can of sports drink into the nearby trash, where it falls inside with a satisfying clink. I know I ask this a lot, but are you okay? Are you sure you're not going through any trouble? I'm fine, big guy. I guess I'm just not putting in enough work, that's all. I'm honestly not as convinced of the truth as my words as I might sound. Just thinking about some of the guys I'll have to face again this year almost invokes a feeling of dread. Hopefully this year you'll be able to turn things around. Tanabe isn't invincible. I'm sure you can beat him if you try hard enough. I'm not so sure about that either. Yeah, I suppose. How about we cut this conversation here, though? I'd rather not think about all this stuff right now. Sure thing. In that case, how about you get into that locker room and at least towel yourself off? No offense, but you're smelling kind of ripe. Phew! He says that with the most innocent smile in the world, even though he was definitely taking a jab at me to tease me. Wow, thanks for the delicacy on the matter. Alright, I'll rephrase that. Dude, you fucking stink. Don't you ever fucking shower? Never mind. Shuichi stands there, grinning like an idiot, his tail wagging left and right. I have to give him props for being able to be so cheery about everything. Heading into the locker room, I notice that it's mostly empty, save for 2 members of the volleyball club. The only reason I can even tell who they are is because they have team shirts on them. Demita, no, the locker room isn't a break room. Stop slacking off and get back to practice. The 2 look at Shuichi with a scared look before dashing away and back into the volleyball courts. Aren't you slacking off too? They don't need to know that. Demon. Shuichi flicks me in the forehead, sending a small jolt over my entire body. What's that for? You think too loud. I can tell that you're thinking bad things of me just by the look on your face. Am I really that transparent? To me, you are. I don't think this is something to be happy about. You don't have to wait around for me to leave, but it's more fun this way. As always, I can't understand what goes on in his head. You're just staying around because you want to get a private show, aren't you? Shuichi chuckles, leaning his back against the nearby locker. Pff, I wish. But I know the mere thought of getting changed in a public locker already makes you squeamish. What? No, it doesn't. I do it all the time, you know. It does make me so squeamish. But I die before admitting to that. Jeez, you're sighing and pouting so much. Shouldn't you be happier that you just got a victory? You're making too much fuss out of something minor. It was just a practice match after all. Oh, please. Both are just as important to you. You always say that, remember? I guess. You're being too negative here. Look on the bright side. Now you know that you can easily beat Urushiharu in an official match. Isn't that great? I wouldn't go that far. I was lucky I managed to do so well today. I wouldn't bet my chips on it happening again. Kei-kun might not be as skilled, but his tricky style and strategies can corner you if you're not careful. Suddenly the sound of metal banging on metal echoes through the locker, catching us both by surprise. There we go. Oh my god, he is looking evil. He is looking evil, dude. He is looking like he is going to punch somebody. Both turn around to see Keisuke staring at us with a face that spells out impending doom. I don't think I've ever seen him this mad before. Oh, Urushiharu, it's just you. I was afraid someone fell onto a locker or something. Can't do this, you know. You've got to respect school property. I'm asking myself the same question. When the hell did he get here? Did he pass by us when we were talking and we didn't notice? I know for a fact that he wasn't here when we walked into the room. Although from the look on Shuichi's eyes, I can already guess that he knew Kei-kun was here and said those things on purpose. In hindsight, I should have seen this one coming. Shuichi isn't the type to make light of a person's skills, so I should have imagined he was plotting something. I'm sorry if I made such a poor opponent. I'll try to do better next time, Your Highness. Don't be silly. We both know such a thing would be impossible. Oh boy, these two are going at it again. These two seem to look for every opportunity to take a jab at each other. I don't know how these two manage to be friends when they behave so poorly around each other. Oh, really? And what exactly do you mean by that? I feel like I shouldn't be so calm in a situation like this, but then again, I've already seen this happen so many times that I can feel like I've become jaded. I want to go home and be done with this. I mean, come on, this is Rutherford we're talking about. You might be good, but you can't possibly think you could compare, right? Now that would just be crazy. I don't get the feeling I've been turned into a babysitter over the past year. Maybe we should cut them off and avoid any escalation. Stop them! Stop them! This is bullshit. Don't fucking do this. Enough! My sudden shouting, which I would actually shout, but fucking people are sleeping, makes them both jump back in surprise, a look of complete shock on their faces. Wait, isn't this a little much? All I did was shout a little. What do you two look surprised for? No, don't let yourself calm down. Keep the strict persona. They need to be taught a lesson. That is it. I've had it with the two of you. You guys have any idea how much of a nightmare it was during this entire break? Say and I kept having to run around and keeping you two from killing each other. We didn't get to relax whatsoever for the entire time. That's it. I'm done. I'm not going to deal with you two anymore. Either you two apologize to each other right now and stop behaving like little children, or I'm done dealing with either of you. I know I was just shouting, but someone please say something. Shoichi's the first to recompose himself. He clears his throat, looking at me with an apologetic expression. Sorry, Rutherford. I guess we crossed the line. I'm sorry we troubled you so much. And, I'm sorry to you too, Urishihara. I shouldn't have provoked you like that. It was childish of me. Seems that seeing Shoichi apologize somehow snapped Keisuke back to reality. Oh, there goes gravity. But what's with the look on his face? Don't you use this as another chance to pick a fight, or I swear I'm gonna slap you. I'm sorry, Urata. I let my emotions get the better of me. Please forgive me for all the spring break. You too, Rutherford-san. Whoa! This went beyond my wildest dreams. I never expected those two to apologize so sincerely to each other. I mean, forgetting the fact that they're not even looking at each other in the eye. It's fine if you two could avoid doing this kind of thing again. Honestly, what's with between you two anyway? Why do you keep pulling stuff like this? Well, teasing Urishihara is kind of fun, though I guess I've been doing going a little overboard. And I guess I have fun antagonizing Urata too. It's a bit refreshing when he acts the way. Can't tell if these two are supposed to be fighting or playing around anymore. What are you two, 9? Like I said, avoid pulling this kind of crap in the future and it'll be fine. You two are friends, for God's sakes. Act like it. Will do. Yeah, got the message loud and clear. Well, anyway, I have some things I need to do, and I should really get to them. See you two later. Keikun finishes, drops his towel on the top of his bag, and runs back to the courts in a hurry. Poor bastard. What? It's beyond me to worrying about Urishihara, but this is the first time you've ever yelled at him. You probably traumatized the poor guy. Now he's a poor guy? I was yelling at you too. How come he's the only one getting traumatized? Oh please, how long do you think I've known you for? I'm used to getting yelled at. It's not a good thing to get used to. Well, I should probably get back to my own practice, I guess. Sorry again for today. I'll see you later. See ya. I think I was too hard on him. Tried to do something I'm not used to and doing, and I messed up. Guess at least now I can have peace. I'm not really in the mood to continue practice today. I think I'm just gonna tell Seiya that I'm leaving early for the day. I finish toweling myself off and head back to the courts. I'm starting to think I should have done a better job at wiping myself dry. Not that it matters since I'll be heading home soon. And I don't really smell bad. My deodorant was pretty strong, so I doubt anyone could have smelled anything over it. I'll just grin and bear this damp feeling. Where's Seiya, though? Ah, there she is. And Keikun's there, too. He seems a bit tense. What are they talking about? Keikun is the first to notice me approaching. His eyes widen when he sees me. He's totally avoiding looking at me. Oh, and he left. Bows to Seiya as if he were apologizing for something and then promptly leaves. Seiya stares at his fleeing figure, completely slack-jawed. What was that about? Just then, she seems to finally take notice of me, and her eyes light up. Ah, Rutherford-san, that was a great match you two had. It really had my heart racing. I wish I could watch you play more often. Why don't you start watching my tournament matches more often, then? I'd like to, but we always end up scheduled for matches at the same time. And yours are always over before mine. Seiya bites her lip, looking over at the door of the locker room again. Say, do you know if anything happened to Keisuke? He was looking a bit uncomfortable. Doesn't he always? Nothing much. I just diffused another Kei-Surichi situation. Another one? They're almost adults already. They really should behave more like it. Look who's talking. That's not what I came over to talk to you about, though. Oh, what's up, then? I'm heading out for the day. Eh? Just then, her smile freezes in place, almost as if she were expecting me to add a just kidding to the sentence. Eh? Could you please not react so dramatically to everyday news? You're kidding me, right? Can't you stick around for a bit longer? Practices are only gonna run for 2 more hours. Hey, I did my part. I played in that stupid match even though I didn't want to. You can't possibly need me for anything else. Saya looks up at me with pleading eyes. There is something else you want, isn't there? So transparent. I was hoping you could stick around to instruct the new players. Pretty please, I haven't managed to do my own practice because I keep having to help others. I don't want to be a poor sport, but you knew this would happen when you took the position of captain. Come on, you knew what our coach was like. Well, that's true, but I just thought since you're the vice captain and all. So she wants to force me to do work she initially agreed to do under the excuse that I'm the vice captain, even though she's the one that forced me to take the position in the first place. What's the one thing I made you promise when I accepted this position? She continues to stare at me, but the smile on her face is disappearing ever so slowly. Wasn't it the you who said all I had to do was make sure the other club members followed the rules, and other than that, I was free to do whatever I wanted? Yeah, but wasn't it also you who said that my own training would take precedence over whatever it was I had to do for the club? Sure, but isn't resting after a particularly tough training session also a very important part of practice? She's biting her lip in frustration. I feel a bit bad for not letting her speak, but knowing her, she just used this as a chance to guilt-trip me into helping, and I'm not dealing with that right now. Saya-chan sighs, her whole body slumping forward as she pouts. Fine, I understand. You can go. And you're not going to use this against me in the future? She looks away, biting her lips. Caught ya. No, I won't. I did promise to let you do as you please. Victory. I guess I better get back to it then. I already see someone beckoning me over. See you tomorrow. See ya. Knowing her, I'd better leave before she has a change of heart. Once I step out of the training building, the warm orange-colored sun rays touch upon my skin. It feels really good. The orange-tinted sky looks so gentle and mild. Today really is a beautiful day. Oh, who the fuck is this mouse? There you are. Huh? I hear a nearby voice and reflexively turn around. Oh, Jesus, who are these people? Standing before me are 3 of my classmates. Jean, Rep? All these people gotta have nicknames, I guess. The fox smiles at me. Her smile is warm and kind, almost the same as this afternoon's sun. She makes me feel at ease. What a coincidence, Rutherford-son. I was just looking for you. For me? What could you possibly need from me? Oh, wait, it's not bad news, is it? She softly giggles, crossing her arms. That's right, her name is Akayo Kitsunegawa. She's our class president this year, once again. She's might seem like the calm and collected type, but she's very much a bona fide sadist. But those personality quirks aside, she's usually a very caring and responsible person. Most of us have been in her care since our freshman year. To be honest, there are very few changes to our class since we joined the school. There have been very few changes. Other than Shoichi being bumped up to the advanced class, that is. I'm sure, but I just might be the bearer of bad news. I've been sent here on official business. Should have guessed. You never come to me when it's good news. Well, now that's a bit unfair, isn't it? Despite dreading whatever news she might be out to give, her laugh certainly makes me feel less anxious. But, not to be a negative Nancy, but if you're here on official business, then what are these two doing here? What, these two? No, after we went through all this trouble to track you down, we had club work to attend to, you know. Jin sure is rowdy, even though it's late in the afternoon. Don't mind him, Rutherford-kun. We were actually heading home early when we bumped into Ayako-chan. She asked us to keep watch of the exit when the men's locker room while she went in through the other side.
Why, Nissan, don't blab on me to him, since when do you call her Chan?
That makes sense. Since this used to be an all-boys academy up until a few years ago, not all the buildings have been retrofitted to accommodate female locker rooms. Originally, the tennis volleyball courts actually had two lockers on separate ends of the building to separate the different clubs. But now the guys and girls of both clubs share lockers instead, and the doors were built into the locker rooms so they could access both courts. I see. So you were going to work as a glorified doorman while the rep went in through the girls' locker room to look for me, huh?
But what? No, it's not like that.
Well, it doesn't sound like he sounds important. Doesn't seem... whatever. Class rep giggles again, but she hasn't said anything to that and just settled into watching these two bicker. Did she bring them along in hopes that she'd get to see this very same situation unfold? Why, she really is a sadist. By the way, these two guys in front of me might not look like it, but they're actually twin brothers. The large one, Shiro Nizumiro, is the eldest of the two. He's much more mellow and easy to deal with than his brother, but despite this all, he can be really intense when it comes to food. The other, Jinichiro, is definitely one of the rowdiest people I've ever met. He's slow, dim, and has a short fuse. But despite these shortcomings, the two of them are genuinely nice people, and I definitely enjoy spending time with them every now and then. That's why I antagonize them, because I'm an idiot, or a jackass, or something. So, class rep, what exactly did you come here to tell me?
That's right. Sorry, I was having so much fun with this atmosphere that I forgot.
I'm sure you were purposely staying out of it so you could watch them bigger for a while longer.
To be honest, Katsuragi-sensei asked me to come and fetch you. She didn't tell me exactly what's going on, but it was something about today's morning assembly. Yeah, that's right. You skipped today again. I imagine she was probably pissed.
I don't think she would have minded it so much if you actually bothered to show up to any of the meetings organized over the school year.
Well, I can't help it. Those things are so boring. That definitely sounds like something you'd say. Well, you shouldn't worry so much. I've done my best to smooth things over with her, so she's only a little annoyed now.
Wow, really? That's no nice of you, class rep.
Hey, it really is. How come you never try to smooth things over for me when I'm the one getting in trouble? Once you become an important asset to the school's reputation like Rutherford-san, then I just might. What? Don't say that, Ayako-chan. It's not Chan. Please refer to me as San or class rep. You're kidding. I don't even get to call you by your first name.
Even though her words might have sounded harsh, she had a wide grin on her face. No doubt about it, she was only doing it to tease Jin. He's so dumb that he's fallen for it. Jin, maybe we should head home already.
Fudge, I guess so. I've got a mountain of homework to do, too. Oh my, a mountain? I don't remember being assigned any homework today. Well, that's
because he slacked off last year and didn't actually finish all the credits he needed to pass, so he's having to deal with them now.
Oh my, I'm surprised the school even allowed him to do that. Why, Nissan, you didn't have to tell her that much.
These two are full of energy every day. I didn't even realize how much I missed their attitude during spring break. How can I put it? Seeing them like this is kind of refreshing. I'm not surprised that he's given an extension, though. Our school is pretty lax when it comes to people in athlete programs. We got tons of exposure from them after all. We have some of the best teams in the country in multiple sports. Well, it was fun. This was a fun little chat, but I guess I really should get going to the staff room. Since I'd moved, it's probably just going to get worse if I make her wait.
That's probably a wise decision. Yeah, dude, it was an honor meeting you.
Don't just write me off like that. Hey, Rutherford-kun, how about we grab a bite to eat together again one of these days? Sure, show me to another nice restaurant and I'll take you up on that offer. Okay, it's a deal.
Nay-san, how are you so buddy-buddy with Rutherford-san? I'm kinda jealous.
I'd rather avoid this unpleasant encounter, but given that class rep is the one who tasked us with getting the message, I'm sure there's no way I could go home without reporting the fact that she managed to pass it along. In other words, I'm dead anyway, might as well go peacefully. And we will go to this meeting on the next episode. Thank you all very much for watching, and until then, ladies and gentlemen, I've been the trained professional speaking for the voices in my head when I say until next time, fairly well. Bye, everyone. I'm in a hurry, goddammit. I'm in a hurry, goddammit! Ah!